loves you, but I love to kill. I'm a quiet motherfucker planning something ill, eating people's epidermis till my hunger's filled. I'm sick when you're sick and you're living with a head rush. Sick motherfucker when I sip a little red rum. Your neck, son, that's where I get it from. I levitate above your bed speaking devil tongues. And you can never run, never escape. Ain't talking shit, kid, now you got a reason to hate me. Traded blood with a serpent, now my heart isn't working. Got you caught, you a servant with a dart in your sternum, bitch. Bow when you in the presence of greatness. With a chain link collar and some stainless bracelets. I'm a hateful sadist, I won't make it painless. I will make you faceless in an ancient basement like this. Until they decorate my attic from a dangling rope. And no, it ain't that fucking funny, you ain't laughing, no. You think you rap sick, look, you got the antidote. You got double my budget, but you ain't half as dope. And if you step into my bubble, I will slash your throat. Cause yo, I don't like punk motherfuckers bumping into me. Pushed all my life and now I'm pushing for a killing spree. I stab rap kids, fuck verses, I drink rap this, and shit curses. I feel snake blood to bathe you in, fillet the skin, looking for the frame within. Insane, always was the crazy kid. Machete turn you to spaghetti when I aim the shit. Flip your top off, ready for your brain to split, so I can shred it like confetti with a razor tip. Let's get violent, violent, violent. Let's get violent, violent, violent. Let's get violent, violent, violent. Let's get violent, 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 violent. I don't ever wanna stop being here. I'm only doing what the demons tell me to. There ain't nobody down here helping you. Yo, tell these motherfuckers who runs this shit. When I fill my CDs up with blood and spit, watching all the sick chicks go and run to this. Cause they wanna get fucked and cut to bits. And I gladly oblige, yes I love to split the 5 muscles in your neck, yes I love this shit. Then I pack up the chicks in my truck and flip the dead bodies in the oceans with the sunken ships. Say yo, tell these motherfuckers who the king of darkness, while these other motherfuckers spitting hip garbage. And they wanna claim horrorcore only on the weekend. They don't wanna scare away the little mainstream fans. Make a couple videos and act real scary. They pose without shirts on and act like fairies. And everybody plays along with the bullshit until low-key pulls a chainsaw and schools it. I don't ever wanna stop being here. I'm only doing what the demons tell me to. There ain't nobody down here helping you, so just do what the masked man tells you to. And just listen to my chainsaw symphony. 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 Tell these motherfuckers who spit that wicked shit. Tell them who was never afraid to commit to it and say fuck the mainstream and fuck all the masses. Bringing sick, tripped out underground classics. I'm a 6-foot rabbit, American tragedy, wearing a black mask in a Maryland Manson tee, waving a black flag saying fuck your family. I'm the definition of uncurable insanity, and they've been trying to keep me at the bottom of the food chain. I'm a pissed off Rottweiler on a loose chain. Everybody knows I cut the throats proper, and Locavelli openly crush a whole roster. Juggalos got my CDs in they lockers and iPods, hoping that American monster horrorcore's overcome by some fucking imposters till I show up with napalm and burn down they concerts. I don't ever wanna stop being here. I'm only doing what the demons tell me to. There ain't nobody down here helping you, so just do what the masked man tells you to. And just listen to my chainsaw symphony. 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 Swerve past throwing nerve gas at you. Make the earth crack when I word raps backwards. I am the epitome of everything morbid. Rapping in my closet, next hanging by a cord, bitch, horrorcore. Yes, that's me in the flesh, no need to say sorry, I'm eating flesh. Yes, I need the flesh, yes, the flesh is delectable. I'll wrap you in the flesh and make your body my receptacle for summoning the devil. Yes, the devil is my bitch slave. Summoning the devil, saying, tell me how my dick tastes. I am not benevolent, I'm negative and insane. Trying to capture what it sounds like inside a sick brain. Put it all together and you'll see a perfect image of a sick and twisted individual inside your kitchen with a hoodie and a mask and a chainsaw, smiling, waving at you, yelling like, let's get violent. I don't ever wanna stop being held. I'm only doing what the demons tell me to. There ain't nobody down here helping you, so just do what the masked man tells you to. And just listen to my chainsaw symphony. Just listen to my chainsaw symphony. Just listen to my chainsaw symphony. Just listen to my chainsaw symphony.
That future you want me to see, I ain't really trying to see that. And that person you want me to be, I ain't really trying to be that. Nothing's ever what a wish is. Begins the end, the end begins. Can't see it in the distance. Even with 20/20 vision, I am the guy here, conscience. Honestly, the pilot, conscious. Got me thinking like, fuck everybody else. It's me against myself. Listen, for a moment, it could be beneficial. I lost faith and I put it in this pistol. Do it for the kids, putting bullets in this principle. Not really, but you fuckers get the principle. Some more syllables in short intervals. For sure, despicable blood sport, traditional. Like what I've come for is visceral guts, the glory and gory visuals. The foot I plan is pivotal. Seeds of doubt sprout whores and criminals. Now they're fully grown. Feel my luck, always short of a miracle. That future you want me to see, I ain't really trying to see that. And that person you want me to be, I ain't really trying to be that. Nothing's ever what a wish is. Begins the end, the end begins. Can't see it in the distance. Even with 20/20 vision.
Write songs in my blood, so I die in my own words. Got a lot of enemies, I am my own words. Pit of epitome, dive in so first. Don't pity, get rid of me. New suit, old hurt. Where the fuck do you go? Well, home sweet home is a dark, deep hole. And wounds bleed slow, where light don't exist. And love is celibate, all good is gone. Call me the devil for the hell of it. Pains in my past, setting fire to my future. The win is the only wish and desire for a loser. Out of sight in the cemetery like ghosts and goblins. Gotta stay high, not to focus on my problems. Smoke them if you got them. Sober's not an option. Death and depression and people stressing all around me. But I can't see it through the smoke that surrounds me.
That future you want me to see, I ain't really trying to see that. And that person you want me to be, I ain't really trying to be that. Nothing's ever what a wish is. Begins the end, the end begins. Can't see it in the distance. Even with 20/20 vision. Even with 20/20 vision. Even with 20/20 vision.
Human flesh cut off from the corpse of the poor victim in order to be eaten later. We also found the plate containing the remains of a meal, pieces of cooked human flesh.
Random thoughts and I'm lost in the shuffle. Billy Obey, toss me the shovel. kill 'em with composition. Sit and just stop and listen. I'm feeling all optimistic on drugs and ain't our prescription. You shitty, no pocket pissing. I rock with the odd and different. Became an abomination. I pray with a congregation. We praise in a conversation of hate is the culmination. It ain't what you think, it is domination. The combination. Two camps, killing with concentration. Every day, all day, never murder in moderation. Herb, I constantly blazing. Words be stopping your facing. Like the curve for sure. When I write a verse, I'm complacent. My mind a blur. Sick and decidedly, I'll never find a cure. Knife for your vitals, being I'm rightfully demise. I envision every line and incision. Bodies at the dinner table, dying with the victims. We got the feast. On the top, bottom, and everything in between. Your demise, I envision every line and incision. Bodies at the dinner table, dying with the victims. We got the feast. On the top, bottom, and everything in between. Motherfucker, your demise, I envision every line and incision. Bodies at the dinner table, dying with the victims. We got the feast. On the top, bottom, and everything in between. Motherfucker.
Illuminati, turn your body into blood sauce. I'm knowing everything, fingertips to tongue off. Gone for a minute, but we back now like mad cow. Leave your brain half out like your name was Pascal. If I black out, you get stabbed down while the sad clown plays a violin in the background. Planes on my living place, pays my occupation. Impatient, the doctor's waiting, hell's my operation. Dr. Satan, abomination, one abomination. No accommodation, prognostication, devastation. Got a revelation, God was on vacation. For meditation, murderous medication. I got determination to see your termination. I'm a pagan, no amen, above, so below. So the severed head of a dove on a crow. Pass out to pass on, and then you pass through. That's why I stabbed you. I'm sorry, but I had to. I'm controlled by the fetus I'm attached to. Tattoo words and a cross across my eyeball. I tried suicide, guess that's my fault.
Demise, I envision every line and incision. Bodies at the dinner table, dying with the victims. We got the feast. On the top, bottom, and everything in between. Your demise, I envision every line and incision. Bodies at the dinner table, dying with the victims. We got the feast. On the top, bottom, and everything in between. Motherfucker, your demise, I envision every line and incision. Bodies at the dinner table, dying with the victims. We got the feast. On the top, bottom, and everything in between. Motherfucker, your demise, I envision every line and incision. Bodies at the dinner table, dying with the victims. We got the feast. On the top, bottom, and everything in between. Your demise, I envision every line and incision. Bodies at the dinner table, dying with the victims. We got the feast. On the top, bottom, and everything in between. Motherfucker, your demise, I envision every line and incision. Bodies at the dinner table, dying with the victims. We got the feast. On the top, bottom, and everything in between. Motherfucker, your demise, I envision every line and incision. Bodies at the dinner table, dying with the victims. We got the feast. On the top, bottom, and everything in between. Motherfucker, your demise, I envision every line and incision. Bodies at the dinner table, dying with the victims. We got the feast. On the top, bottom, and everything in between.
All right, welcome everybody to the Maze of Thoughts podcast on mspwaves.com and the tubes and the vims. I am EldritchsPIG, and with me is, as per usual, because he's part of the show, Trey50Daniel. What's up, dude?
What's up, man? How was your week?
We need to start getting another start with for this, because I feel like a
different
typical
intro.
Yeah, like it feels like a typical conversation between people. Like, yo, man, what up? How's your week? What's your week and stuff. But yeah, so, well, my week's been shit. Therefore, I don't really want to talk about it. So, but how's your week been?
Same old, same old. Just trying to survive.
All right. So, do you have things prepared for today? Because I got a couple of things.
We can go ahead with yours. Go ahead with your stuff.
All right. So, well, first of all, I guess we can start with the gaming shit, because technically, there's been some Overwatch alpha stuff.
Mm-hmm.
they allowed the streamers and stuff that typically play the game to play the alpha before they released the beta. I think it was like yesterday or 2 days ago or some shit. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if it's underwhelming to me or if I just expected too much. But
yeah, I see here that like PC Gamer is basically saying like it's just Overwatch 1.5. Like it's not even it's they're I don't know, maybe they're ragging on it, but they're saying it's not impressive.
Yeah, like I don't know. I was expecting it to be like, you know, feel fresh. You know what I mean? Feel like a completely new experience. Maybe it's because I didn't play it. Maybe once I play it, I get to see like, wow, dude, this feels so cool and shit. But I don't know, man. I felt like it felt underwhelming. It felt like, okay, this is just the same shit, but the heroes got reworked and the graphics look a little bit different. That's all it felt like.
Yeah, I like the HUD a little bit better, but I mean, like other than that, like I don't really notice a huge difference from what I can see here.
Apparently, what people are saying is that they got rid of a lot of the clutter that the game used to have, like the ultimates and all that shit, which is something people have been talking about positively. But I don't know, man. What's up, Normok? How you doing, man? Yeah, I don't know, man. It just felt pretty underwhelming to me.
Did they show anything about the Doomfist rework?
Yeah, there's gameplay of Doomfist, yeah. Honestly felt like the same shit. Not gonna lie, it felt like the same shit. He just has like 400 something HP now, and he doesn't it's not as crazy as he used to be. But from what I saw, it felt like pretty much the same shit. You know, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah, and they're also showing like Sojourn gameplay too. Apparently, is Sojourn coming to like bait? Like, is she gonna come to base Overwatch, or is it just gonna be just launch with Overwatch 2?
So she's gonna be available in the beta. That's going to be available. Well, in 3 days because it's midnight here, so it's the 23rd.
Yeah, I don't know when they're gonna start sending out the like invites.
On the 26th. On the 26th.
Oh, really?
Yep. What I'm guessing it's by midnight or some shit, they start sending out that stuff. I read about it. They say that they're going to prioritize people from different countries. They're going to prioritize people based off of countries and their specs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know if that means I'm going to be prioritized because I'm from like fucking middle of nowhere with a shitty rig, but I hope it fucking grants me a fucking key.
That would be pretty awesome.
So yeah, that's for the gaming. I mean, outside of,
they probably do need some low end testers too. So I mean, probably maybe they'll allow yours because like they probably want both low end and high end testers, like for the beta.
You think
report those bugs?
You would think that's
unless they want to just have a broken launch like every other Activision game lately.
Blizzard game.
Well, I mean Activision Blizzard, like
yeah, but fuck company. Activision. I mean, Blizzard's not a lot better, but fuck Activision, because honestly, dude, the merge with Activision fucked it all up. I'm just gonna put it out there.
They did.
When the fucking thing was announced that Blizzard was merging with Activision, I said, why? Why? Blizzard was such a good fucking company. Why would you merge with that piece of shit? And then they fucking merged, and it took years. It took years for the fucking truth to be revealed, but Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like it, the only difference between this and some of what EA's done is EA like buys up big studios and they freaking shut them down. Like the difference between Activision Blizzard is Blizzard Activision partnered with Blizzard and basically just killed Blizzard, like just destroyed them.
Yeah. Um.
At least they didn't do like EA and like seppuku them. I mean, really, I wonder if Blizzard ever reconsiders that partnership. If they can, I don't know how binding it is. If they can like opt out, like, hey, we want to take the money and run, kind of thing. Like, hey, we want to develop on our own. I don't know if they can do that, but would be nice to see.
Well, isn't Blizzard now technically once the payment is done belonging to Microsoft?
Well, yeah, they would. I guess they would be Microsoft. So I wonder if Microsoft getting involved will fix Blizzard as well, or it'll depend. But
Well,
I think it's positive. I think Activision Blizzard are going to be better under Microsoft because they probably won't be able to make as many games because I mean you look at any Microsoft studio, they take forever to launch anything. So, but they'll at least probably be more accommodating and more reasonable with
oh, but it has
everything.
nothing to do with Microsoft. The Microsoft just attained the companies. They're not. I mean, they're going to be responsible. So obviously, if they're under the wing of Microsoft, they have to maintain the level of, I guess, they have to basically maintain the shit that like we're good companies, et cetera, even though if it's just like for a fucking show or whatever, but they're gonna have to maintain that, level of, yeah, we're cool because they're under the Microsoft wing. Whether it's gonna be better or not, only time will tell. It can't get worse. That's what a lot of people were saying. It can't really get worse. So, like I've been saying for months now since this was announced and confirmed, if World of Warcraft becomes part of the Game Pass subscription, it would make it a lot more valuable to me, and I would keep it because then I would actually play World of Warcraft, not like a sweaty nerd or fucking basement dweller who plays World of Warcraft to be like a show off of, oh, yo, dude, I got this gear on fucking whatever, fucking Genshin Raid. But to play the game in a nostalgic manner, because that game was like pretty big for me, like in 2006 and 2007. So
like pre-Burning Crusade, I guess, or like around that time.
Yeah, I started playing 2 months before Burning Crusade came out, and when it came out, I bought it. So yeah, I was like level 45 in Blasted Lands or whatever. Questing and shit, and Blasted Lands is like where the Dark Portal is. So I was questing in that area and stuff, and I went to physically buy because we couldn't fucking download shit that big during that time because there's no unlimited bandwidth yet. I was still on a dial-up, and I had to physically go to the store, buy 3 months of game time, come home, install like fucking 6 CDs of that shit, and yeah.
God, yeah, I remember those days of like having to like install the entire, like you'd have to get the whole set and just do the install one at a time.
It was like I think Burning Crusade was like 4 CDs, but the original World of Warcraft was like I think it was 6 CDs, literally 6 CDs.
Jesus.
So you had to fucking put 1 CD to start the install. Then eventually at some point it says insert disc 2, then insert disc 3, disc 4. This is crazy.
I think the only time that I played WoW was like near like Cataclysm, I think it was. Like
that's when I got back to it.
Yeah, I think I played around Cataclysm, and then I didn't really get deep into it, and then I just kind of like quit. Like I was like,
yeah, not surprising because a lot of people said Cataclysm was a piece of shit expansion.
Yeah.
I was getting back into the games, and so again, I felt nostalgic about it. So I didn't really give a fuck about it. But yeah, like continued through Mists of Pandaria, which was kind of whatever, dude. Drunk pandas, relatable. You know, I got a big belly. I'm drunk, cool. But yeah, I mean, I didn't think too much of it. The one they're going to launch classic Wrath of the Lich King, which I've been thinking about it. Do I want to get into that classic launch? Because I didn't play Wrath of the Lich King when it first launched. So I think it would be a nice experience to go through the whole thing as if I was experiencing for the first time. Because I didn't experience it back in the day. Because again, like I played Burning Crusade. Then I stopped playing. I was taking a course. I had the band. I was starting to drink, partying outside all the time. I went from like being a fucking like isolated nerd playing World of Warcraft to being like rock star lifestyle, always outside, partying, fucking drinking and stuff. So
Like just like you just straight up unlocked the extrovert, like, you know, like going from being an introvert just like straight up extrovert all of a sudden.
Not really extrovert. It's just partying, man. You don't have to be an extrovert to be partying. You know, you still party at the corner of the room when in the shadows.
Like like the meme, like the guy of like, yeah, these guys don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
Oh, this meme. Hold on if I can find it. These guys don't know.
I'm not much of a meme encyclopedia. No, but like basically, can I bring up Trey a bit? Sure, I'll give him a letter.
I don't need a ladder. I'm tall enough. I should just be able to climb.
I should be good. Can you talk for a little bit?
Testing.
All right, better. Cool.
There we go.
They don't know what's that mean about? I don't understand.
Let me.
Isn't that like an NPC face?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
I'm definitely not an NPC.
That one is pretty funny.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
that pretty funny.
that meme is definitely not what was going on there. I didn't use Reddit. I didn't use fucking. I had a MySpace
No,
when I was a teenager.
I'm just saying it's like the same thing of like, you know, like partying in the corner of the room. Oh my god, Ron. Oh jeez.
I don't get that.
Well, good. Probably better that you don't get it.
I did not get that. Anyways, moving on. Okay, so
It might have a certain connotation with a specific world war.
it's a Hitler meme. Okay, cool. I guess. Anyways, so I was like, I typically watch this. I told you about Odin's Man, the channel, where he goes like through. He goes through fucking videos of, you know. They have like a Twitter or some shit, like the libs of TikTok or something like that.
Yeah.
And this
Which
video in particular,
like Libs of TikTok got the person running the account which like happens to be a woman, apparently got doxxed.
Oh.
Uh,
Right, but apparently, like, they're fucking talking about how gender is a system of oppression now, and blah blah blah.
Oh, yeah.
Just try to find ways of making themselves victims. I also want to point out it's been raining the entire fucking day, so if we stop streaming or if this shit goes down, it's because the electricity went away. Because sometimes it happens when it rains a lot. Anyways, this particular part of the fucking video was to me like one of the funniest, because this guy like, bro, it's just this dude wearing lipstick and just talking like, let's just fucking listen.
But that's not my problem.
Is Madison Cawthorn's definition of a woman? X chromosomes, no tallywhacker. And this gives me a chance to talk about biological essentialism.
Oh my god, it's the way the fucking guy says it's biological essentialism. Like, I'm playing it, but
can you post
hold up.
Post a link
or where the fuck is this coming from again? I think it's coming from here, so okay. Play it again.
And this gives me a chance to talk about biological essentialism. First of all, it's not true. People have all kinds of chromosomes and all kinds of bodies. Women who've had history.
So, people have all kinds of chromosomes and all kinds of whatever the fuck. Who the fuck are you, man? Are you a fucking expert on this shit? Are you a fucking biologist or... fuck, like, who the fuck are you to say like people have all kinds of this and all kinds of that?
Well,
shut the fuck up.
So there was actually a funny interview. There was a new Supreme Court nominee that Biden appointed, and apparently she's a woman, and then they asked like, well, can you define what a woman is? Like they said, that's all the person said. Like the senators get to interview them, and they basically say like, like they ask them questions, try to figure out if they're gonna make sure that the judge is gonna rule on things like correctly, like that they're not gonna like try to put any spin on it or whatever. And I just simply asked like, well, do you know what a woman is? And she said, no, I can't say that. I'm not a biologist. And people that. Yeah, did you see that?
This guy's been posting that like almost like for like at least 6 to 7 to 8 videos he's posted. He typically just posts that shit as like, what is a woman? I'm not a biologist. I can't say what a woman is. But like, no, but literally, like, what are these motherfuckers like? What do you know, dude? What do you know? Like, this shit's been studied for years. Like, this has been established for years. This is why when I've been playing Dead by Daylight and people have this definition of tunneling and camping and shit, and it's like, you make your own definition based off of the benefits you want for that definition to have. So it's like, it's a fucking thing of, like, whatever is beneficial, it's what you're going to define it as. But that's not how definitions work. Definitions work to define something. And if you start twisting that shit, is it really a definition? It's your own definition, but your own definition, it's like your fucking opinion. It's worth an ass because it's your fucking opinion. Like, you know what I mean? Everyone has fucking opinions. So if you put a spin on fucking definitions based of what they've been defined as, like, you're just fucking ruining everything. Because at the end of the day, like, a lot of these people come together. We can say like, oh yeah, fucking, the government's shit, the laws are shit, the rules are shit, whatever the fuck is shit, or blah 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 blah. But at the end of the day, a lot of these things that became like the norm or became the definition and whatnot, it's because it's been worked on for years to be adjusted to be the better for everybody. And now these motherfuckers are coming in like, yo, bro. Yeah, no, man, I like, motherfucker, I'm trans or I'm fucking like I feel like a woman today. So you better respect me. And I'm like, well, how about you respect me as I don't understand what the fuck's going on with your head. Your head's completely fucked up. You know, mine is too, but mine at least has a little bit of a grasp onto reality, whereas yours lives in a fantasy world that the majority of people don't understand. However, you want to basically twist everyone's reality to understand, not only just understand, but also like completely modify the way they live their lives so that they can adapt to whatever the fuck is wrong with you. But let's keep watching this because there's more to this.
Hysterectomies, people born with certain conditions, but that's almost immaterial.
If you notice something here, all science, facts, the way things have been done for eons is not material here because it hurts my feelings and I want to be accepted. I want you to pat me on the back and say, I know you're a woman.
Number 2, it is a system of oppression.
This motherfucker talks like he's just patronizing anyone who's fucking watching this and listening. Like, listen to me, because I'm talking like this. So therefore, I'm an expert, and you watching this, you are a fucking dumbass. And whatever it is that I say is the truth. Like,
well, they actually talk
fuck?
like cultists. Like they speak just like a cultist would. Like someone who wants to like indoctrinate you into it.
No, it's just patronizing fucking like tone. It's a patronizing tone. It's a tone to make you feel like you're stupid when you're listening to them. And when people talk like this, it feels like you're dumb and they're smart as fuck. But people who realize the way this shit's going on, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, yeah, no, you're the fucking one that's stupid. You're just like trying to make up things so that things are, you know, working towards you. But all right, let's keep watching this for a little bit more.
Gender is a hierarchy and a system of oppression.
Now, these people are dying to get on the bandwagon to say, I'm oppressed just like people that were enslaved. I'm the same person. I'm getting jammed. I need the same benefits. I need it all. I need to feel like my life is all screwed up because it's the system of oppression. It can't be the choices I made or the way I present myself. No, it's got to be a system of oppression.
And the easier it is to define gender, the easier it is to keep the oppression going. It's dangerous.
I can tell you what's dangerous, and it's not that people know that's a man, that's a woman. Defining things as we see them with our eyes is not dangerous. But when you make up new shit, change words, create new definitions, that would be called dangerous. But the buzzwords are important. Dangerous, a system of oppression. You use those terms, you think, wow, these people are really getting jammed up. But in the meantime, all we do is hear about this. We have the trans ABC flag at the UN. We've got it illuminated on the White House. But all I hear about is oppression. Somehow I'm missing it.
My state decided that.
So that's pretty much it. The video is like 10 minutes or something, but like that's pretty much it. Because I just wanted to like mention that guy because he pretty much said it like it all there. Like I just wanted to say that they use big words. Again, like patronizing fucking tone with big words makes it feel like they know what the fuck they're talking about. You know what I mean? It's just like fucking salesmen and shit. It's just all they're doing is fucking pitching sales, basically. Just like they're pitching fucking their own fucked up ideas by using big words and whatever the fuck, trying to sell it. But not a lot of people are buying. You know, not a lot of people are buying.
Yeah, I mean, it's because part of it's because they've been trained like this in academia, and so a lot of them are college educated, and they have the capability of speaking. Like they've taken, they've taken a speaking class. They know how to speak to people in a way that will like get them either evoke some emotion. Like they can try to like speak with some level of clarity, and it just makes them sound like a very high and mighty individual. Like they want to sound like an authority on what they're talking about. Like they,
I don't think you need college education for that, or like, you know, I don't think you need a lot of education for that. You just need to basically know a little bit of your language. I will agree with you the fact that some of them are either like teachers or some shit like that, or some of them are just young and they just came out of like school, so they still have all the fucking buzzwords and all that shit. But a lot of what it is buzzwords. It's just literally like the fucking metaverse and like the crypto shit. It's like, you know, so you start talking. Once the crypto market and once the crypto world started becoming like mainstream, if you will, everyone was like, you mentioned crypto, you mentioned NFTs, and everyone fucking lost their minds. Whoa, bro, NFTs, yeah. You know?
Well, yeah, I mean
you
now,
asked them, like, what is an NFT? Do you know what an NFT is? Do you know the value of an NFT? And they're like, nah, man, I just saw it on Twitter and stuff, and it's like cool art and whatnot. Like, yeah, you're a fucking idiot, but you're talking about it like you fucking know what you're talking about. You know what I mean?
It's just like, yeah, well, I mean, it's just like the people who hate NFTs as much as like it's both the crypto bros, like the NFT bros, and the people who hate them. Like, they're both equally stupid in this regard of like, because there are some people who just hate NFTs. Like, you know, some game introduces an NFT. Like Ubisoft wanted to have certain skins as NFTs.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And they were like, no, we can't have NFTs. Get rid of the NFTs. And it's like, guys, like if you understood what the NFTs are, honestly, I don't think that they're that bad for gaming as much as some of the other things that they're predatory.
Oh no, fuck that. No, it's pretty bad. It is pretty fucking bad. Again, we had this conversation, dude. You want unique shit. You want to have unique shit in a video game, but why?
Yeah.
Show off? Like, why?
Well, I mean, it puts two, like well, I mean, we don't have to get too in the weeds of it, but it basically the simple thing would be that if you can actually own a piece of the content that you bought. Instead of it being necessarily tied to an account that may just die at any point, or they could delete your account and you don't have access to your account.
I mean, but anything digital could die at any point, man. That's, you know what I mean? Like, you don't own anything that's digital. Anything that's hosted in a server, you do not own it. Unless it's your server.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Is just if it was on a blockchain and you know, I mean, it's still susceptible to being, you know, abused or whatever. But the idea is that if it was on the blockchain, then essentially I could just have it in my wallet if I need to. If I need to export it to my wallet and just have it there. But that's more of an in-depth discussion. I guess we don't, you know, we disagree on. And I don't know if it would be productive to kind of hash that out unless you want to keep talking about it.
No, I mean, again, the kind of NFTs I hate is the fucking like the ape bullshit where it's all fucking AI generated. Yeah. No one drew that. Right. They just fucking come up with a specific design and then they go like, oh yeah, AI generate this shit, and like it's not human made. It's like not. There's palettes, no fucking way that there's 10,000 fucking drawings made by people. It's just like, it's bullshit AI generated. When it's actual fucking art made by people, made by artists and stuff, I like it. It's not like that big of a deal. When it's bullshit like the problem to me with NFTs is that it started off as a good thing that I supported back in the day, like 1 year ago or 2 years ago or some shit, when I started knowing about it. And I was like, you know, this is cool. You know, like there's a lot of artists who struggle to get commissions, who struggle to get their shit out there. And this is a kind of a cool way to like show off their work and get it out there and stuff. And I'm okay with that, you know. As someone who is kind of an artist myself, I'm not a good artist, but I'm kind of an artist myself. I appreciated that shit. You know, it's like, all right, cool. You know, interesting. But at the end of the day, like what's happening nowadays, you know what I mean? Like the abuse of it, from people who are basically just needy and greedy and all that shit. It's fucked up because that's all they prey upon, and they prey upon with this bullshit. And I mean, if you buy like a really good piece of art, you can print that shit out. You can put it on a fucking frame or whatever, hang it on the wall, you know. But then again, you can fucking save it as, and you can fucking do the exact same thing. Like, real paintings have value because they came out of the artists, and that's pretty much about it. I mean, you can fucking like take a picture of like the Mona Lisa, post it on. I mean, surely there's a bunch of pictures of the Mona Lisa on the internet. You could technically print that out, and you can fucking like paint over it with like your own paint. And you can fucking frame it on the wall. It's like, there you go, you got a Mona Lisa. The problem is you got a Mona Lisa, but you don't have the Mona Lisa that was painted by Da Vinci himself. That's what makes value for that painting. When you have I liked it because of the possible support coming towards the artists. I don't like it as like, I don't think fucking digital bullshit, which has no cost to reproduce whatsoever, except for like a few megabytes or whatever the fuck. There's no real cost. It's not finite like it is to make something in the real world. So like, it shouldn't be scarce. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. So what I'm actually referring to though is like, so if you wanted to have an exclusive skin in a game and it's not just AI generated. This is what I'm saying. Like, some artist is paid by the company, works on it, makes it, and it's set at an initial price. And then if you can buy it and you can actually own the skin for that, like say it's a gun skin or something like that, and you could buy it and you could actually own it. And then, especially if they used it in multiple games, like if you could use it in the same game, in the same company's games, like in multiple games. For instance, if something, they sold some stuff in the Division 2, I think was it the Division 2 or was it Ghost Recon? I think it was Ghost Recon actually. So say Ghost Recon, you buy this NFT for a skin, weapon skin, then all of a sudden, then you can carry it over to the next title whenever they do that, and you actually have ownership of that skin that you've bought in the game instead of having to go and buy it again from the store. So it could have a lot of utility in that way. You could have some longevity of actually owning, like if you want to buy a weapon skin or something like that. Right now, a lot of people are wasting their money because they're buying a weapon skin for a game that's gonna like die in like a year or two.
All right, okay.
But
all I'm going to ask is, why do you want to have an exclusive skin that's only specific to you, or like five other people?
I'm not saying it's exclusive to me. I'm just saying, like, you can have different levels. You could have different tiers, right? So you could have like the super premium, like an artist worked like hundreds of hours to make this one skin in the game, and then they finally got it set up, and then now maybe that skin is like $20 or $30 or something like that. But then you have the other ones that are like $5, and you can own one of those, but they're all scarce, so that way whenever whenever you want to go and trade it on the market, like if you don't want that skin anymore, like say I want to get rid of that skin, I don't have to I don't have to go get a new account or anything. I just sell the skin.
Basically what you're saying is essentially what CSGO has done for like years now. You can trade skins and shit.
Yeah, but the only difference being, being able to trade the skins would be nice. Only difference, then they're non-fungible. So that way it's not like they can't mint as many as they want. Like, so that way there's a reasonable market. Because when they have the just unlimited some of these
Isn't
are.
minting like some stupid shit specific to NFTs or whatever the fuck? Like, what does mint even mean besides like the plant?
Well, it means you specify like how many, for like how many are produced on the block. If I understand the definition correctly of minting, but basically you can say like I want only 500 of this skin, or I want only 1,000 of this skin, or I want 10,000 of this skin, and you can set it as much as you want. They could have it because I don't. Let's be honest. I don't think that there's. I don't think that there's like 10 million people buying any particular skin in a game. I don't. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't think that every skin is going to be like 10 million. But if you start, you could have tiers to it. You could have some that like if there can be a million people who have the skin, it's pretty cheap. It's like $3 to get the skin, and then you can have the ones that are more exclusive that are like $20 to buy this one skin, and that's where
See, the problem I have with that shit is that you're so like off because if the skins were exclusive, I mean, Valorant has a fucking skin for $100. That's like you can just keep on buying however many fucking you want. You think if there were exclusive skins, they wouldn't charge like fucking $5,000 or $10,000 for a skin that only 5 people or 10 people could own? Do you think they would actually make it for $20 to $30?
They could, they can, but the problem would be
they
like
can, but they won't.
Yeah, I mean, that would be like suicide for the company to do something.
That
like
shit
that,
skin for fucking Valorant could also be like $15 to $20 because I don't think it's worth any more than that shit. But they made it 100. There's fucking skins in CS:GO that are worth like thousands of dollars, and I'm like, yeah, I would never pay like $50 for that shit. It's I fucking remember watching a Soda Poppin live stream. It's like was when CS:GO fucking trading and shit was blowing up all over the fucking place. Everyone was playing CS:GO, everyone and their fucking grandmothers. And this was also when like the Phantom Lord fiasco happened. I don't know if you remember that shit.
Like
Phantom Lord was like a
sites, like where they were basically just like rigging the game for themselves to basically show like, hey, oh guys, we're winning these exclusive 10, like the like $5,000 skin, and they're like, oh, and then all of a sudden people would try it and then they wouldn't be able to get anything.
Yeah, basically like the same way crypto casinos work to this day, but because it's not a mainstream thing, no one does anything about it. Anyways, they will do something about it eventually. But my point is, Soda Poppin was fucking playing CS:GO. He wanted this like fucking butterfly knife or whatever, one of the fucking knives in the game. And this moron donates $500 because the knife costs fucking $500 at the time. And fucking donates $500 for this moron to buy a skin in a video game. I'm like,
oh my god,
wow.
I can't understand that.
Yeah, you just gave someone $500, which is a lot of fucking money. $500 for someone to buy a fucking digital thing in the game that they probably won't be playing 6 months from now. Which, has Soda Poppin ever played CS again on stream? I don't know.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
No, he hasn't. Once the fucking trend died down, no one played CS:GO again. Everyone just ditched, except for the players that play CS:GO. But
yeah, but I see what I'm saying. Like, is I think you're trying to connect it to like what you would pay for a skin and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that like I would pay $20 or $100 for a skin. I'm just saying like if I could pay $5 and own a skin, and then all of a sudden like a year or two later that somebody wanted to come along and buy that skin from me for $20, it would be infinitely better for me to own that and actually have ownership of that skin that I paid for than to like just let the company issue the skin to me on my account and be tied to my account. That way, if I want to sell the skin, I would have to like sell the account, which is actually illegal. Or I mean, or not illegal, but it's against terms of service. So if I sold that account and I try to make another account, if they find out, they'll ban me. So I mean, it's one of those things like if I could just sell the skin, it would, you know, because if I'm not going to use it anymore, then I can sell it to somebody who will, you know, use the skin in the game, and that's I think that's where I see the utility of it.
Again, I disagree. Disagree because it shouldn't be fucking. That shit shouldn't be so scarce or scarce at all. I mean, like again,
you don't have to like you could mint it, you know, infinite, but like or you could have infinite amount of like on the basically produced on the blocks. Like you could have infinite of those being produced, but I mean it's gonna be so like worthless, and it wouldn't even be worth being an NFT at that point because I mean it would be the same as the company issuing it at that point. Like just let them put it on my account.
But why would it be worthless though? See, that's what I'm saying. Like you're saying it's worthless, but you also said like I was trying to connect the prices and shit. But like, why would it be worthless if it's an infinite amount of an infinite supply of it? Because if you're saying like something is worth $5 now, and like a year later could be worth 20. Why is it like? Because people are paying a lot of money for things that are infinitely available anyways. Why would they? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it's like so to give a practical example, whenever I was playing Call of Duty Black Ops 2, I bought the just because as a meme, they had a 420 skin, like they had a weed skin.
As a meme, you don't have to say it's a meme, man. Like if you spend money stupidly in video games, you can say that. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, so I paid $5 for the weed pack in the COD Black Ops 2, and if it, you know, basically after that game comes out, like if I'm not using the account or I'm not playing that game, it's kind of worthless to me. But I paid $5 for it, and I mean it was funny at the time. It was cool to play with the, you know, weed gun, I guess. But then what if I wanted to actually just like be able to like, hey, I don't want to use this, but I can sell it for a couple bucks even if it could actually sell for anything. But
if you used it, if you got use out of it, you've got the value that you paid for. Like, so what you're saying is you buy a computer. If you buy a computer for $1,000, like 5 years later, you can't use that computer anymore. Then it's completely worthless to buy the computer in the first place. But you got value out of the computer for 5 years, right?
Yeah, well, maybe it's just my different perspective on like how things are valued versus like certain things are valued than others. I mean, if for instance, a lot of things go down in value over time. So, you know, if I were to charge, like I bought $1,000 computer, and then I were to try to sell that computer for 1,000 or even more 5 years down the line, that I couldn't be able to, or I wouldn't even be able to sell it for like probably even at a 50%. Like I wouldn't.
Yeah,
even be able
but there's a reason. It's because you used it.
Yeah, but I'm like, okay, so
because it gets worn out,
trying to,
and you know, technology evolves and stuff.
Yeah, but I'm not like using. I mean, I guess what you're. I think I get what you're saying is like I get the. I got the enjoyment out of playing with the skin for
exactly.
$5
Yeah,
for
like
a
I paid
year or two.
I bought Overwatch, And Overwatch costs like what? Fucking I bought Overwatch in November 2016. It was the first sale they did. I think it was like 35 euros for like the fucking Origins edition with like some dumb initial skins. It cost me 35 euros to buy Overwatch. I've played the game for 1,200 hours at this point in a span of 6 years. But you think I got more than enough value out of it? I think so.
So actually, that brings up a good point though too. What if and I thought about this at one point. You know, what if the actual entire games are NFTs? Let's get out of the skins stuff and like, what if you could buy and sell games as NFTs? So like the entire game is an NFT, and then you can actually sell the like, you know, obviously they're less scarce, but then you could actually sell your copy of a game as an NFT. That way you can still get some value back from, you know, because when you bought it on...
But why do you need value back, dude? Why do you need value back?
Well, but I mean, like, so
don't you think you already get value? Like, that's what I'm saying. Don't you think I already got enough value out of $35 or 35 euros playing a game for 6 years? Don't you think I already got enough value out of those 35 euros?
So if I have this game, so like this is, you know, console games. You know, you can meme on it all you want, but I can buy a console game,
right?
And if I get the console game, I have a copy of it. I have a copy of this disc. Even though nowadays digital downloads and everything are going to make it where basically I just put the disc in just to do the digital download install, essentially. This disc still is an installer, and it still allows me access to the game. So it still has some value after I bought it. So I can still sell this disc for someone to have access to this game, and after I bought it, I can basically resell the copy that I had to then essentially get something back out of, you know, I've gotten my value already out of the game, and then I can sell it back on a secondary market to be able to, you know, or I can trade it into GameStop and get like, you know, $5. Even though this is, you know, this game came out like 2 months
exactly
ago.
But the thing is, you're getting $5 because you're trading in finite stuff. You're trading in something that's available on retail, that's available physically. That's not like, you can't just grab the CD and reproduce however many you want. You know what I mean? You can't just like go and fucking burn the CD or rip the CD, make a new one, put a freaking cookie on the I think it's called cookie, the little sticker on top of the CD or DVD or whatever, and then replicate that as much as you possibly can, because there's always going to be something there that's not going to be original. So therefore the value is lost. What I'm saying is, you're getting $5 because there's something that's finite that you're trading in for it. But basically, like, if it's digital, it's digital. However, if you have something like a game that's kind of like rare at some point, then the value increases because the game is rare. It's like motherfuckers selling
actual physical releases, and now it's an actual you know, it's a classic, and people are saying like, oh yeah, you know, Overwatch, that's a, you know, collectible game. And so should the only collectible aspect be those physical copies that are released? Or like, so you should have had to have an Xbox copy, or do you think that then it would have been beneficial, like, okay, you have a digital copy that is you know, set to a specific block number, like it's tied to a specific, you know, produced on a specific block or whatever, and it has a specific, you know.
I mean, is it scary? Yeah, it's fucking scary to go out and try to meet people, but you can definitely do it. You know what I mean? But I'm not surprised by this, to be honest. I'm not surprised by this. Like, some people just they can't cope with going. I mean, to be honest, I'm being kind of a hypocrite here saying these things because I honestly don't. I mean, I do go out, but I just don't go out to make friends because I live in an incredibly small place. There's like 4,000 to 5,000 people that live in this town, and it's a bunch of elderly people or a bunch of kids, and the people my age, they're either busy with like fucking work and life, or they're really annoying and I just don't give a shit about them and I don't want to fucking interact with them. So but yeah, what do you think about that? What do you think about metaverse marriage?
I mean, I don't like it. I don't I don't like the idea of, honestly, even, we've talked about like online dating and stuff. Like I don't even like that. I mean, I do think that connecting through online dating, like, you know, m- messaging someone to like, hey, I want to meet you, stuff like that, I think is fine. But when it gets to the point of like either they only talk like through messaging and they want to have like these super long distance.
I mean, yeah, fuck them. Who cares? We all gonna die. uh, okay. Well, is the Onion good? Like, is the Onion like a good source of news?
A good source of comedy, I guess.
Is it? They had like an article
They
saying
used to
that
be.
they got fucking
They
like tweets banned or some shit. So I think anyone that gets tweets banned is a good call for news source and stuff.
Well,
They got,
so the I guess they're facing the same problem that the Babylon Bee did. The Babylon Bee got banned, and I think that part may be part of why, like, that Elon was going after Twitter, because he actually did an interview and he talked with like the founders of the Babylon Bee, the satire site, and essentially they're kind of on the, same team. He liked those guys, and they got their account banned on Twitter. So I figure that the Onion is probably facing the same problem, because what Twitter is doing is they're trying to go so hard after like fake information. Like, oh, this is fake news. I've gotten like 3 ads from Twitter safety talking about like fake news, and I even blocked the account, and I still get the ads. I don't know why. Uh, but they're trying to go so hard after misinformation or fake news kind of stuff, and these satire news sites get caught in the crossfire, I think.
okay. Well, is this satire though? I don't think this is satire, dude. I think this is like
Yes, the
actual
Onion.
news.
The Onion is most definitely satire. I mean, look at all like politics and current events, but now they're kind of like the left wing side, and then Babylon Bee is kind of like the right wing side of satire news.
Oh wait, so you mean satire is in their articles are funny, but they're actually like speaking of real shit.
Yeah, they're parody, like they parody things.
Okay.
Like
I just saw this fucking article and I thought it was funny. Maybe that's why. But this man endures crippling agony of proper posture. Clenching his teeth and breathing heavily as he begged for mercy, local man Ken Young told reporters Thursday that he could barely endure the crippling agony of proper posture. Oh my god, it hurts so much. There's no way the human body is meant to hold this position for so long, said Young, who winced and held back tears as he held his shoulders back, sat up straight, and mustered all his physical and mental strength to keep his spinal.
Give me a second. I gotta go check on something.
Okay, well, rip on that one. Big rip on that one. It's kind of fucking sad. Like when you want to look for news and shit, it's always the same shit. Fox News, CNN, Google News, NBC News, MSN, ABC, CBS, NPR, New York Post, USA Today, Bing, fucking Bing, Newsmax, US News. It's like, it's all shit that's fucking like run by elite cunts. Oh man. Like, I'm not a huge fan of Reddit, but you know, sometimes it's good for news in a way. The has purchased a 0.0000125% stake in Twitter. Wow, cool. They're gonna change the platform. Sweet. Yeah, I get the satire part of it. I get it. Yeah, I mean, I don't have much more. It's kind of a hope, like we got like 40 minutes left in the show. So I was kind of hoping for Trey to drop some topics now. Oh, he's back.
Yeah, I'm back. So
yeah, so I ran out of shit to talk about, so.
Oh no. I see why Run. Yeah, they have some funny things, like, you know, like the one that I shared here talking about, like, they purchased a stake of Twitter and they want to demand a seat on the board. There was, you know, like a typical American guy and a typical Russian guy, like, you know, but they didn't like those stereotypes or whatever, so they basically watered them down to all sound like Americans, essentially. Like they all sounded sort of American, but like with an accent. Like they were all just like generic guys with different accents. Like they didn't have the stereotype. Like the Russian wasn't drinking vodka anymore. The German wasn't always, you know, going into German. He was speaking English 99% of the time. Just weird stuff like that. Like they didn't want to have the stereotype, but it made the characters less interesting.
Can you imagine this movie, or whatever this thing is? Can you imagine this shit nowadays? Like this wouldn't fly, dude. But this shit was so fucking funny. Like this character was so fucking funny. It's like a gay German like stylist or fashion designer, whatever the fuck. It played by Sacha Baron Cohen. Like, it's a fucking, like, the movie's hilarious. I don't know what this is, the talk show thing, but I think it's apparently from a scene from the movie. I don't remember it. But like, can you imagine this shit today, dude? Like, it would never fly. Everyone would be so fucking offended. They're like, oh my god, how dare you fucking be like that about the gays and stuff. Like, dude, get the fuck over it, man. Like, get the fuck over it. Like, do you think fat people are properly represented as like fucking oppressed minorities in movies? No, they're supposed to be made fun of. You think fucking like skinny, same thing for skinny people. It's just how the world fucking works. Motherfuckers can't get it, can't catch a joke, they can't take a joke, they're just all offended. It's literally like that video we were watching in the beginning, where they're literally trying to make this as like they're oppressed like the slaves used to be. You know, they're fucking victimizing themselves to like a magnitude of slavery, which is ridiculous because most of these motherfuckers are privileged up to their fucking assholes.
Yeah, I mean, what it is that they feel like they haven't been catered to enough in life, and they really want the entire world to bend to their will. Like they want, like, these kind of people just want like the entire world. They really do think they're kind of people who do. It's a form of narcissism. Like it's actual like a trait of like like a narcissism. Like
I think it's retardation.
I mean, it could be both. It could be both. I'm not saying you can still be like you could be a retarded narcissist. Like I guess.
I don't know, man. It's like it's annoying because if like it's I said this last show when we were talking about Sojourn and shit like that. In like the little show they had to talk about the game, and they were talking about like representation and stuff, and I'm all down for representation, but stop fucking trying to mess with the things that already existed and established. Why can't you fucking have a new hero, like a new superhero that's transgender or whatever the fuck? Like, why can't you have a new one? Why do you have to mess with the fucking Superman? Why do you have to mess with whatever, man, with Batman or some shit? You know what I mean? Like, why can't you just have a new one that's specific to that shit? Because, like, leave the established characters in the world in video games and shit alone. That's my problem with this shit. I'm fine with representation, man, but like, is it representation when you just want to fucking mold the things that have already been created, and you just want to like fucking make it your own because you feel oppressed or whatever the fuck? You know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
Well, so here's the thing: like, if they make their own, they always fail. That's the problem. Is like they can't create something like on its own that's successful because they focus on the like identity of like oh this is a like this is a trans person or something like that. They focus on that more than they do the actual making a good story. And so when they do that and it fails, they're like, "See, we can't do it. So what we have to do is we have to go take Superman and we're going to make him, gay or trans or whatever." And then all of a sudden now, now we have a way to be represented. Like now Superman represents us as like a gay person or a trans person. Like that. That's the way that they want to be validated is through these already established. Because we can't do it on our own. No, we can't create it on our own. That's legitimately the mindset. They can't do it.
Exactly.
Like they
and it comes down to no one gives a shit about their fucking struggles and stuff because everyone has their own struggles. And their struggles are not really that big of a deal. I mean,
especially in America, like America, like it's funny because it's more happening in America, but yet like America, we're not like persecuting them. We're not like, putting them in jail just for being who they are. The most that's happening and what they're really mad about lately is stuff like, oh, you can't talk to kids about like you can't talk to like a 6-year-old about trans, like being a trans person, like having changing your sex as
you shouldn't be talking to a 6-year-old about sexual shit, period. Or gender or whatever the fuck. You should be talking to them or teaching them school shit. That's what they're there for. All they're trying to do with the school is that they understand that fucking kids have this sponge of a mind, and they're trying to push their fucking narrative so that these kids, when they grow up, they become protectors of these morons. They become their fucking defenders, and everyone else that goes against them gets the fucking the sword and the banhammer or whatever the fuck. That's all they're trying to do. That's all they're trying to do. They're trying to fuck up the mind of the kids so that in the future they become their fucking protectors. Nothing else. They don't give a fuck about the kids. They don't give a fuck whether the kids will become this or that. It's all that they want. They want to mold the world and make the world their own little fucking oyster that they can just relax on. That's all they want. Again, translates to supremacy. It's all they give a fuck about. It's supremacy. Nothing else. So for anyone who wants supremacy, fuck them. Fuck them. The world doesn't need them.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, no, like no one person's like pure. I mean, we all like to think that our version of like what if we could just like take the world and make it what we want it, that it would be ultimately perfect. But I don't think it ever would be. I mean, I would like to think that I would try to cause better good in the world, but even then, I'm human and I would make mistakes. So it's never going to be something that I can create. I would be able to mold, and even if I try my best, I'm not going to be able to have the level of like impact to just be able to change everything the way that I would want to see it. And I don't think anybody should try to do
I'd make the purge real worldwide
that.
on a daily basis. Every day is purge day. Go on, go ahead, go out and be free. Do whatever the fuck you want. Woohoo. So yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, I had let's see. Had a couple of things. Let's see here.
Gotta have those
This was
ready,
pretty
man.
interesting. So this was pretty interesting. There was a tweet from both Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama both talking about how they want to stop like disinformation or like misinformation online, and they were both coming out and talking about like how the social media platforms need to do more to like stop people from being able to spread like QAnon conspiracy theories or whatever kind of stuff. Like or people talking about flat Earth. Like you need to get rid of these people off the platforms because they don't need to be able to talk about flat Earth or whatever. And I just find it funny that the literally the two most like I mean the two people you could most compare to like a modern day like mustache man, let's just say like a World War II villain, essentially that these two people are the ones freaking talking about like we need to crack down on these people who are talking about things. Like it's freaking Barack Obama.
I don't know. I don't know about this one, man. It's like something I don't have any insight on, to be honest. This is American shit that I don't pay attention to.
I figured you would at least know Obama because like, everybody talks about Obama, even internationally.
I know Obama. But like I don't pay attention to this shit, you know? Or Hillary Clinton. I think Hillary Clinton is a fucking idiot. But yeah, opening your post there kind of gave me showed me the trending shit, and it's Johnny Depp on the trending.
Oh yeah, we could talk about the Johnny Depp thing. Yeah,
YouTube's been like my YouTube recommended's been fucking flooded with videos about the trial and shit. All I could think of when I was checking the fucking trial was, man, Amber Heard let herself go, man. You know what I mean? I don't condone her behavior. I don't support her behavior, but I was like,
she literally pooped on Johnny Depp.
I mean, who doesn't poop like, every now and again on the bed and stuff. But she's kind of hot and stuff.
Was
like
I would say,
yeah, like that's what I'm seeing. Like I was looking at fucking trial. I just watched for a couple of minutes. Like she's got like fucking 5 different looks through like 5 different videos. But yeah, man, she let herself go. Because the thing also, like when I saw her the first time was on a movie with a dude like this. I don't remember the name of the dude who played the main protagonist, but the movie was like this secret agent guy, whatever the fuck. He got poisoned. He had 3 days to do things, or he had 3 days to live. And
Cranked? Was it Cranked?
No. That's Jason Statham. No.
Okay. I didn't think she was in that one.
No, she wasn't. He had 3 days to live, and basically he had to do things for Amber Heard. Was it SeaWorld? Or some, no, it was something World, I think. It's like someone, fucking hell, man. 3 days movie? I don't remember. But it's basically that, like, 3 Days to Kill. Kevin Costner. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. 3 Days to Kill is the name of the movie. He's like 3 days. And if he does the things that Amber Heard basically tells him to do and shit, he can essentially get the antidote and whatever. Now, the reason I was like, man, Amber Heard's so hot and good looking and stuff is essentially because she's wearing black all the time. And she's like wearing leather and stuff, and she has like these very strong colors for lipstick and whatnot.
Kind of like Scarlett Johansson, like
yeah,
those, that kind of style.
Kind of like the Black Widow in a way. Yeah. And so, like, you know, like pretty hot because I've been edgy my whole life, and I just can't fucking resist, you know, women in black,
like the all black, all black aesthetic, like especially like with the leather.
Yeah, like look at this shit.
Fitting leather.
Like, look at that, you know, like, bro.
Yeah.
You know. And then there was like a leak of hers as well. And it's like her naked in bed or whatever the fuck. I assume this is like when they were getting together, like her and Johnny Depp or some shit. The video gets leaked. Nothing too much is shown, just her boobs, which was nothing impressive, to be honest. But, you know, I mean, when you're like, yo, you watch that movie, you see that, you watch her like on that stuff and whatnot, like, god damn, dude. But yeah, she let herself go. As for like the trial itself,
well, I think they were both on drugs. Like, I mean, I know Johnny admitted to being on drugs. I think she was too. So I don't know if the drugs like caused some, you know, had a effect on her in that way to mess with her body. Because it looked like her face and everything kind of, and I'm probably just the fatigue and
if you look
probably
at,
too. She I don't think she was wearing makeup at the trial, so maybe.
I'm pretty sure she is. I'm pretty sure she like it might not be like full on makeup like what is it's in the movies, but yeah, like these people don't fucking go outside without makeup, man. But basically, I think like if you look at the trials and shit, if you look at her face and stuff, you can tell like she's embarrassed and stuff. Like you can tell sometimes people looking down, like some reactions to things, the way they look around and stuff. You can tell like they're embarrassed. They're like, you know, they have this look of shame. Because I believe when all of this shit started with the both of them, I believe she was like, oh yeah, I'm a woman, so I'm gonna win this. But yeah, things been going a little bit, you know, messed up for her. So I think like you said, she's tired and probably exhausted of the whole shit. But again, if you're abusive, you're abusive, and you deserve to be called out.
Well, I just find it funny that like I mean, not really funny. I find it ironic, I guess, that the entire time, you know, Johnny's been saying this, and then saying how abusive she was, and that people are only just now getting to see like how abusive she actually was. And there were a bunch of leaks and stuff, but essentially like nobody was on his side until now. This is how it is for a lot of guys, like especially in America, like how women will just like use the courts, like they will just say like, hey, like he hits me. They're not even like they're lying. They're completely fake about everything, and then they either get to take custody of the kids, or they get abused by the courts. Like they have to pay alimony, like, whatever. Not alimony. They had to pay like a either child support, or they had to pay. I think it's alimony. Yeah, they had to pay alimony for when they split up. Um, they just get screwed. I mean, and I feel bad for Johnny Depp, like because he's you could tell he's like going through it, with all this.
Oh yeah, there was a situation. There was a case, a few years ago. When was this? 2018, right? 2018. Like a woman tried to sue Cristiano Ronaldo because he fucked her in the ass.
Oh my god.
Yeah, a former winner of the Miss Bum Bum beauty pageant is suing Cristiano Ronaldo over claims she was sexually harassed and trolled after splitting with the football star. Brazilian beauty queen Erika Canela, 26, claims she was sent offensive and insulting messages when she ended her 2-month relationship with the Portugal captain. She says she received messages from the Real Madrid forward that called her a whore and said he would ruin her life, but did not know if they were from him or someone else. I stopped eating, I couldn't sleep, blah, blah, blah. Her lawyers have launched a cease and desist case against the striker and may seek damages over claims his actions were humiliating and have profoundly affected her emotional state. So I think at the end of the day, I think she won because the guy just wanted to be done with that shit and be like, yo, here's like fucking money, shut the fuck up.
Well, that's what happens a lot of times. Like they'll settle out of court, like because like it's not worth his time to waste all that time to try to like beat the case. And like if it was serious, maybe he would. I mean, maybe it would be. I would think it would be serious to him, but I mean, maybe he just doesn't want to deal with all the heat, of people covering it. Like it's kind of like if Johnny Depp didn't want to pursue the charges.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
So,
like you were saying, yeah, because everyone was on her side in the beginning. And only because he continued to pursue it and go through all the heat and shit, now are they seeing the reality and seeing the truth. So yeah, you're right on that one.
But yeah, like for Ronaldo, it's probably like a nothing. Like, hey, I would rather just get the heat off of me, let her. And that's how a lot of guys end up doing. Like a lot of guys end up just dropping, like trying to push for child, like custody or whatever. Like they can't push for it because if you push for it and then you lose, you end up looking like the bad guy. It's one of those like things with it. But speaking of Cristiano Ronaldo, I think he actually is unfortunate. I think they announced that they lost their baby. Like he lost his son. That I must have been recently born. I didn't know they just had a son.
Yeah,
but he posted something about like
I have no idea about that shit. I figured
you would. I figured you would at least have heard about it.
No, I don't follow anything by that. I've never even heard of that shit. And I mean, yeah, I guess it sucks and shit. I guess it sucks because I'm not a parent. I never were a parent, so I don't know how the fuck that is. Yeah, I'm just assuming it sucks, but he's young. You can keep trying, but yeah.
I just thought it was like interesting. You brought him up, and then the recent stories with stuff like that. So I mean, he's been through it. Like Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, and a lot of times that happens with guys. It's funny because they talk about like there's like a patriarchy or like a society that caters to men or something like that. But a lot of the guys, if they get like raked over the coal, or if they have like bad time, people will just like ridicule them endlessly and mock them, and like people have made fun of Johnny Depp like for this whole situation. Like they have been on pushing against him, like, hey, Johnny Depp sucks, and stuff like this, and not all of it's like deserved. I mean, yeah, he I think they both like hit each other, but clearly she was initiating it a lot more than he was. Yeah, so
No, there's
he didn't
literal
really want to.
there's literal audio recordings they played in court, which is one of the videos I watched. Again, I watched a little bit because I didn't give a fuck about the whole thing. But there's like audio recordings where she's like literally saying, "Stop being a," like he's trying to reason with her and shit, and she's like, "Stop being a baby. I didn't punch you. I just hit you and stuff. Like I didn't mean to fucking punch you. It just so happened that I threw my hand this way. It was a fist, like just happens. I mean, I'm just trying to hit you, like
Yeah,
a love hit.
She said, like she said something like, yeah, I just I just slapped you. I didn't punch you. Yeah, like she was trying to clarify it, like, oh, I slapped you. I
No,
didn't
she
punch
literally said, "I didn't punch you. I just tried to hit you."
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the video. But there's a lot of things like that, like a lot of audio recordings saying the same shit where it's just, basically she's being a brat, he's trying to reason, it's, yeah, I think like what she said is right. I think she kept pursuing this because she thought like everyone's going to be on her side. He kept pursuing it because he wanted the truth to come out and shit. Probably because one of them had the recordings to fucking prove it. I'm pretty sure if there were no recordings or anything, like
Johnny Depp would be hosed. He would be so hosed.
Oh yeah, they would be completely out of it. Like, yeah, bro, I'm out of here. I don't have any fucking proof. What sucks the most about this thing is when women do this kind of stuff and then they fuck it up for like the actual victims. This is different. Like, this is different than the Johnny Depp case. I'm talking about like more in regards to the Cristiano Ronaldo situation, because like if you haven't been a victim and you're just trying to get some easy quick bucks from someone, you're fucking it up for the real victims. You know what I mean? And that's just messed up. It's just messed up because then everyone's gonna like suspecting. Just everyone's gonna be like, "Oh no, you're just a fucking bitch. You're just trying to get money easy," and that's messed up. That is just messed up.
Yeah, like it makes it so hard for the people to delineate, like differentiate between like is this woman being truthful? It's just like and a lot of people won't bring this up, but there were some like accusations of different things, like at my like high school, like it was there were some people who would date like like a 16-year-old would date a senior, and then they would have sex, or they would get caught having sex, and they would try to like say that the or like say that the person who was 18 was like trying to like rape them, and that makes them like that gets them out of the situation. Like they would tell their parents like, oh yeah, he was trying to rape me, and that would basically give them a cop out. And they weren't really a victim, they were doing it of their own, like they were making the decision themselves. And then it makes actual victims look bad because they do that kind of stuff. And then these guys end up with like charges of like not just like rape, but like even like sometimes it might look like they were like a doing like it looked like child rape, in that case. So they would be charged with that kind of stuff and have a record for their life if that happened.
I know what you're saying, but that's more an American thing. Like the suing at least and shit, because like in here,
No,
I think it's
I'm
all.
saying like bringing criminal charges. I'm talking about like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't like our age of consent here in most of Europe is 16 years of age. It doesn't have to be 18. So yeah, like if a girl is 16, they can fuck whoever the fuck they want, and no biggie. For like porn and shit like that, it has to be 18 years old. They can't like just
Well, then, yeah, you have to be, legal to be able to like, consent to do that kind of stuff. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, I can see, like, I've watched plenty of movies and shit where in movies and I think, I don't know, Doctor, I don't fucking know, but they're just throwing shit out there. But I'm pretty sure like it happens where you have these younger girls who want to be with like the older
The
guys.
senior, like they date the senior, and then all of a sudden when they decide to like,
What's a
obviously
senior? To me, a senior is like an elderly person. I don't know what a senior is.
an 18-year-old, basically, just like an 18-year-old or 17 or 18-year-old, depending on like, basically the last class of like of your high school, like, whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's completely different. And plus, I fucking dropped out of school, so no fucking idea that any of that shit works, even here, let alone over there.
But yeah, it's like, like an 18-year-old, and then like say a 15, 16-year-old wants to like date the senior.
What the fuck is the big deal about that, dude? I don't fucking understand. Like, why is that a big deal? It's like fucking 3 or 4 years of difference. I mean, if
like
they're not
some of
consenting,
them-
it's fucking, yeah, sure, it's stupid, but like if they're consenting, who the fuck cares, man? It's not that big of a fucking deal. It's like only 3 or 4 years of difference. Like what? So like someone who dates 20, like someone who's 20 years old and they're gonna fucking date like a 22 years old, is that a fucking crime? No, it's not a crime. Like, but it's, what is the difference between like if they were, okay, maybe if they were 20 and they were 12, that's a little bit fucked up. But like, like, dude,
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, if they're 28 and the other person's 22, it's fine. I don't think that should be like such a big deal when it's like just, an 18-year-old with a 15, 6. Like, if it's 15 below 15, it's a little bit, but like it's 15, 16. I mean, they're both kids at the end of the day. They're both kids. They like the same shit.
Yeah, it's just this weird American thing where like a lot of the parents like they will look at it like they immediately basically look at the like older guy like, oh, you must be like a pedo, stuff like this. Like you wanna get with my young daughter, or something like that. And it's like, no, he's just simply attracted to like your daughter, and they're similar age. Like that's like y'all are similar age. Y'all are not like like you said, it's not like a 20-year-old and like trying to come after a 12-year-old or something like that. That's real dangerous. But like whenever it's like a 16-year-old and an 18-year-old, it's really not that big of
It's 2 years.
Like,
It's 2 years. When I say like it's weird is like when I was in school and I was 15, 16 years old, and I saw all the girls that I would be interested in because they were attractive, and all they wanted to date were like 20, 25-year-olds because they had a driver's license and they had a job that could pay for them to buy shit and go to fucking clubs and stuff, because that's all they wanted to do. So that to me felt weird as fuck. And I mean, honestly, like I still would find it weird if like someone who was 22 years old wanted to fucking date me, man. Like I would find it weird myself. That's my shit. But that's what I found weird back in the day. Like a 15, 16-year-old dating a fucking like it's a 10-year difference, man. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it is what it is, you know? Like, no one made a massive fucking deal about it at the end of the day. I do think that's weird. Like, when it's like such a big difference, it's weird. But when it's like a 16 with an 18-year-old or some shit, it's like, I mean, bro, like, yeah, let him be, you know? Let him be. Let him. Again, if it's not consensual,
it's a weird American,
something needs to be done.
culture thing where like a lot of the parents, like they're overly protective, like they're wanting to like oh yeah, you know, like these guys will act like, oh yeah, you need to make sure, you need to do right by my daughter, and like they're trying to be like overly intimidating, and especially they can't conceptualize the idea of like their teenage daughter wants to like, you know, have
Fuck.
you know, sex. Yeah, she wants to have sex, but like they can't conceptualize that. Like they think that they don't have like, oh, my daughter doesn't want to do that. Like, but if and if they catch them, then it proves them wrong. And so essentially, like the girl knows she's not doing something her parents don't like, so she'll say like, oh, he came on to me, you know, and then basically the dad will probably be like, oh yeah, you know, okay, we're gonna file like charges against him, like we'll get him put away.
All right, we got like 30 seconds or 20 seconds, so go ahead, promote yourself. Yeah,
go hold on, I gotta handle something. So yeah, Trey50Daniel on all socials. So and y'all have a great night.
all right, well, on MSP Waves, no one's hearing us right now, I think. I'm not sure, but you can find me on EldritchsPIG. Same thing, all socials and shit. If you want to find me streaming or doing videos or whatever. But we're still live. Okay. But yeah, so you can find me, EldritchsPIG, all socials. I stream typically games and whatnot. So if you want to watch that, cool. I also check out like videos of ghosts and shit like that to make fun of it because it's funny. So yeah, thank you guys for joining in. Thanks for coming over, having a chat with us and stuff. Appreciate it. I'll see you guys next week and have a fantastic weekend.